As the water supply and sanitation sector continues to face increasing pressures, especially due to the impacts of climate change, governments in the developing world will need to increase the sector's resilience and sustainability. Innovation and technology have a vital role to play in scarcity and safety, water efficiency, utility operations, monitoring and treatment, and data and analytics. Coming up next is the Fireside chat on innovative tech for water and waste management. I would like to invite Mohammed Ujaley, Senior Assistant Editor, ETGovernment, to lead the conversation. Over to you, Ujaley.
Hello and very warm welcome to this special Fireside chat discussion focused on innovative tech for water and waste management. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Ramnath, Secretary, Maharashtra Water Resource Regulatory Authority. Sir, thank you so much for taking out time. Let me begin by asking you, as we understand, the water supply and sanitation sector continues to face increasing pressure, especially in view of the critical resilience and sustainability that the world has been looking at. What is your view on the management of water and sanitation in view of greater focus on resiliency?
Hello, everyone. First of all, let me thank ET for giving me an opportunity to interact with stakeholders, various stakeholders involved in water and wastewater management sector. You see, in order to elaborate this topic, I think it is imperative that first of all, we understand what are the impacts of climate change on water and sanitation sectors. All of us are aware that globally, the effects of climate change are beginning to be felt with rising temperatures, droughts, and heat waves, as well as more frequent and severe storm events impacting water quantity and water quality. So, as such, water managers, the people who are involved in water management, from Water Resources Department, rural local bodies, urban local bodies, agricultural sector, domestic sector, industrial sector, all these water managers at various government levels, they need to ensure that communities are resilient to water scarcity, pressures, as well as water excesses, all the while ensuring the natural system and its associated ecosystem services, they are properly protected and enhanced. Water Services Regulatory Authority has defined water resilience as the ability to cope with and recover from disruptions and anticipate trends and variability in order to maintain services for people and protect the natural environment now and in future. So here we will understand the importance of resilience. Resilience is not only for the present, but you also need to understand your future requirements and be prepared for the future shocks and stresses. Likewise, you also need to understand what is meant by sustainability in water management, resilience and sustainability. So these are two important words in managing water sector. Sustainability in water management means using water in a way that meets current ecological, social, and economic needs without compromising the ability to meet those needs in future.
Right.
So water, you see, we call it life. What is life?
Absolutely.
At the same time, it is a problem for everyone. Absolutely. It is a problem where it is available in excess quantity, like urban floods are causing problems. So it is available in excess quantity, whereas it is a problem where it is not available or available in less quantity than desired.
Absolutely.
So all that I want to elaborate is, you see, water is life, but it creates certain problems when it is available or even when it is available in excess quantity. So the managers, the three important stakeholders in this water sector management, water and wastewater sector management, the citizens, they are at the receiving end. The politicians, they are the policymakers, and the bureaucrats, they are the implementers of the policies. So all these three sectors, what I often call, there has to be a strong political will, a public will, and a bureaucratic will to overcome any problem, may it be water sector or some other sector. So these three important sectors are required.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you. Now, I'd like to understand from you what we have observed that technology is playing very important role in different sectors. What is your assessment of the role of technology in terms of the water waste management and innovation in the country? If you could share your views.
Yeah, technology can play a vital role in water sector management. In fact, when we talk about demand side management and supply side management of water, technology can play a vital role. I have some statistics available. I do not actually want to go into the statistics which is available, but I can tell you, you see, there are certain service level benchmarks. As per the service level benchmarks, whether the water sector is performing as per service level benchmarks or not, that can be judged accurately only with the help of technology. Even when we talk about supply side, in some cases, we have noticed that adequate quantity of water is available. But when it comes to distribution side, equitable distribution is a problem, wherein this digital technology can play a vital role. Universal water metering is, or smart water meters are very much required. So that SCADA system in distribution network is very much required, which can ensure that adequate quantity of water is supplied to each user. Here, I think now we are focusing only on urban sector. I don't know what you have in mind, but there are basically three categories of users. 80% of total water which is available in various lakes and rivers, that is surface water, goes for agriculture purpose.
Right.
Nearly 15% is used for domestic use, especially the rural citizens and urban citizens. So 15% of total quantity of water available in India is used for domestic sector or domestic use, and nearly 5% is used for industrial sector or is allocated for industrial sector. So all these three sectors, whenever we talk about distribution as per their entitlement, you need to have some devices to measure the quantity that is being supplied or that is being used by these various categories.
Right.
So these digital platforms will be very much required. Otherwise, what normally happens, wherever there is no device to measure the quantity that is supplied, then people go on lifting water as per their demand. Whenever there is some agitation in the city, the city managers draw more water than what is allocated to them, and then they try to pacify those citizens.
Right.
It is in fact not desirable. What is desirable is, you see, you have the fixed population, the quota is also fixed, the allocation is fixed, and the city managers, they are supposed to draw as per their entitlement only. But in some cases, normally what happens, they just draw more water just to meet the demands of people, and whenever they feel that water is available, they go on lifting, they pump more water in the system. They do not bother about the leakages, they do not bother about the thefts, they do not bother about the transmission losses.
Right.
They go on pumping water. And you must be aware that in most of the urban areas, the non-revenue water, NRW, is to the tune of 40 to 60% of water supply. I do not want to name any city, but since I have worked in urban area for more than 30 years, I realized that it is a criminal waste. Just drawing more water and pumping more water in the system does not solve the problem. What you need to ensure is to deploy adequate, appropriate technology to ensure that water is equitably supplied to all stakeholders, to all citizens. So universal water metering or smart water meters, that is the need of the hour. That is one technology. I can talk about other systems also.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
For example, you see in US, they adopted dual plumbing system. Or in Singapore, they have 4 tap system. So they draw water from 4 sources, that any water board utility established in Singapore, just to ensure that they draw water from 4 sources, and they ensure that water is reclaimed, the used water, now the term which is being used as per the new policy issued by Government of India, Housing and Urban Affairs Department, and even Jal Shakti Mantralaya, that used water or wastewater. Earlier we used to call it wastewater. Now they are using it. They are using the term used water. That used water has to be, the golden rule will be reuse, the recycle and reuse. So recycle and reuse, that is important. And then dual plumbing system can be adopted, wherein through one system you can supply water only for flushing purpose, toilet purpose, or bathing purpose, other purposes, and for potable purposes you can have another system.
Right. If you could also share some of the work, especially around the innovative method of using any project or anything for water and waste management that you have implemented over the many years that you are into this particular field. If you could share your views.
In case of some of the cities where we have worked, we have ensured that in order to curtail the demand of fresh water, what we need to do is reuse the wastewater for the purposes, that is for the purposes for which it can be used. I have not done it personally. In fact, it was done by someone else, but I have worked in a city like Nagpur, wherein almost 130 ml of water, wastewater, is recycled. It is treated and supplied to Mahajanko, a thermal power plant, for cooling purpose. And the municipal corporation is generating revenue to the tune of almost 16 crores per year by way of a royalty from Mahajanko. So that is what is done in Nagpur. In city like Pune also, they are installing near about 3 lakh meters at the consumer end, and they are also treating nearly 600 ml of water per day, which is used for agriculture purpose. How far it is successful, I really can't comment right now, but that is what is planned in Pune.
Absolutely. Would you like to also share what should be the couple of priorities for the city administrator, people who are managing water and waste in city, especially people in decision-making role? What should be 2 immediate priority for them?
I believe the most important priority is use water very judiciously. It is a scarce commodity, and we do not have adequate storage capacity for future. You see, we highly depend upon monsoon. So water availability is only in 4 months, and for rest of the 8 months, we have to use water which is stored in 4 months. So use that water judiciously. That is number 1. Second, rainwater harvesting is very much important. In order, you see, the groundwater levels are depleting. And in states like Punjab and Haryana, it is depleting at a faster pace. So groundwater recharge is very much required, and it can be done through rainwater harvesting only. So during monsoon season, whatever rainwater that we collect has to go into the aquifers, so that groundwater levels are increased. And most important thing, you see, potable water availability is limited. The
Right.
population is growing day by day. So demand for potable water is also increasing day by day. But
Right.
since potable water availability is limited, we have to ensure that our potable water sources are properly maintained. They are not polluted. So the wastewater generated from industries, the wastewater generated from the cities is polluting groundwater as well as surface water. So
Right.
the city managers will have to take adequate care that they do not pollute the groundwater as well as surface water.
Right. Sir, thank you so much for your time. I think you spoke quite well. Water and waste management, some of the action that city managers needs to take, especially also your views on some of the project that were done under your leadership and some of the things that you implemented. So thank you so much on behalf of ET government and for this is for being part of this particular fireside chat discussion for this program. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. I hope it served your purpose. Thanks a lot for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Sonawane and Ujaley, for such an informative and interesting discussion. I hope our viewers are finding the content interesting and useful. Let's proceed further and see what's next. Stay tuned, everyone.